Hello, my name is Aria and welcome to my new channel. I'm basically here to do commentary on all things pop culture, so like movies, TV shows, books, music, whatever, whatever suits my fancy. Ew. But anyways, yeah, and today we're doing something really fun and really exciting, and we are going to be doing a tier ranking of Gilmore Girls characters. I just finished Gilmore Girls actually, so all the characters are like fresh in my brain right now, and all my opinions on them are very strong. So, thought this would be fun, and I hope you enjoy. So, I made my own tier ranking because I know there's some already out there, but I wanted to make sure that like I could include as many characters as possible. So, I did all the main characters and all the recurring characters, except I'm sure I left out a few, but I didn't want to do any guest characters because one, I feel like that would take way too long, and two, I probably don't really know enough about them. So I'm sorry if you like see someone and you're like, they're not on here, but I tried to include everyone. I think there's like 52 characters or something like that. I don't know. There's a good amount. So to introduce my tiers, we have Stars Hollow Supremacy. And not all these characters technically have to be from Stars Hollow, but it's just the show's based there, so it makes sense. And then we have icon status. For all my icons, I love these characters. They're just not Stars Hollow Supremacy, Then we have You Good, and that's just for characters that I'm like, I like them. They're a good character, but they're not like iconic, or maybe they have some flaws that drag them down a little bit. Rory Gilmore. No, I'm kidding. We'll get to that. Then we have kind of just there. These characters, it's self-explanatory. They're kind of just there, and that is what it is. Then we have Get Off My Screen, because get off my screen. I want these characters off my screen. And then last but definitely least, we have Dean, because it's Dean, and I hate Dean. I hate him. He's awful. Yeah. Okay. So starting off strong, we have Miss Lorelai Gilmore. Queen, love her. I'm gonna put her in icon status because I don't think like Stars Hollow Supremacy, I'm saving that for a select group of characters, and as much as I love Miss Lorelai, she has some annoying plot moments, and I can't put her in Supremacy. I can't. And then next up we have Miss Lorelai Gilmore II, aka Rory Gilmore. And I'm torn. I'm torn between icon status and You Good. Because if we're talking like season 1 to 2 Rory, that is easily icon status, maybe even could have been Star Soul Supremacy. Probably not though. But let's remember this is a 7-season show. And Rory, unfortunately, her character goes downhill. It goes downhill. And because of that, I'm gonna put her in You Good. And then we have DAR Rory, which I had to make a separate thing for because you can't convince me that DAR Rory and original Rory are the same character, because they're not. So for that reason, DAR Rory is going straight to Get Off My Screen. And the thing is, the thing about her character the thing about DAR Rory that's so annoying is they tried to make her be Emily, and it's I love Emily. Emily is her own character though. We love Emily because she's Emily. We can't have a knockoff Emily in the form of Rory. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So next we have Miss Emily Gilmore, while we're on the topic, and icon status. Icon status, because look, Emily, She has her flaws, obviously. Okay, we know that. But she's Emily. She's Emily Gilmore. She's iconic. And honestly, I love her. You know? I'm an Emily Gilmore apologist. Except for the Christopher thing. Her trying to sabotage Luke and Lorelai because of Christopher. But everything else, I'm an apologist for. Okay, now we have Mr. Richard. I'm gonna put him in You Good because I feel like Richard is a little bit boring. Like, I like him, but then, and then sometimes he won't like change his ways. Like, he can be very stubborn. And yeah. Okay, then we have Luke. Oh my god, I love Luke. But he's icon status. I told you, I'm saving supremacy for like a select group. But the thing is, the reason why I'm putting Luke a little bit lower, do I absolutely adore his character? Yes. But they decided to like sabotage him a little bit when he was in a relationship with Lorelai, and I blame this on the fact that there was that whole like writers debacle thing in the season 6 area, and I think they just tried to like make us angry and give Luke and Lorelai a reason to break up, which like we didn't want that. We didn't need the relationship to be toxic for drama. We didn't need that. So, but because of that, Luke had his little like his problems in their relationship, and because of that, he can't be supremacy, but we love him nonetheless. And then we have Suki, queen icon status, you know, like you can't not be happy when you see Suki. She's the ideal best friend. She's, you know, like Suki and Lorelai. Like, I love her. She's iconic. I love her. And now we have our first member of Stars Hollow Supremacy, Lane. I love Lane. I adore her. I cannot express enough how much I love Lane. And Rory kind of like loses her appreciation for Lane, I feel like, over the seasons, which is like, girl, what are you doing? And I just feel like her storyline is so compelling. Like, she has the really strict mother, like very religious, and she rebels, which is pretty like cliche, but I love how she like takes it to the next level, and she like joins a band, and then I love how she finds the courage to tell her mom, or I guess her mom kind of finds out, but then she starts just like not taking shit from her mom, and I love that. Then we have Miss Paris, Stars Hollow Supremacy number 2, and I know she's not from Stars Hollow, but I don't care. I love Paris. I'm a Paris apologist. I know she does some pretty messed up things, and she's kind of crazy, but that's why I love her. She's almost like, I don't want to compare her to Blair Waldorf because two very different characters, but like at the same time you can see similarities, and Blair Waldorf is my favorite character. So, you know, I love her for that. And I also, I feel really bad for her because she, like, Rory becomes her best friend, and then Rory just kind of treats her like, oh, I don't care that much about you. Oh, I don't actually like you. And just kind of like, you know, or just like uses her whenever she doesn't have a different friend to hang out with. And I understand, okay, Paris did some messed up things. Yeah, she kicked Rory out of her apartment. But you know what? I'm a Paris apologist. And then we have the guy that has a tier named after him. Dean. That's all. Okay. Then we have Jess. Jess is gonna go in You Good. And I'm sorry about that. I honestly, if I'm gonna be so for real, I don't love any of Rory's love interests. I mean, if I were to pick a favorite, it would be Logan, but none of them are like that amazing, and maybe it's because I don't love Rory either. But I don't know, I just none of them are like make me that excited to like be on the screen, you know? So Jess though, I like Jess. I do. But at the same time, he can be kind of like set in his own ways or like too stubborn to like change because like he has character development, but at the same time he tries to resist that development and then he goes back to his old ways. And then the whole plot line where he like went to live in, I think it was the West Coast, but he went to live there and I was just like, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. Okay, then we have Kirk, Icon. Icon. Is he kind of strange? Yeah. But he's supposed to be. And the show like acknowledges that, and it's like he's a very satirical character and I appreciate that and I love that. So icon status. Then we have Michelle. Icon status. There's gonna be a lot of characters in this tier because I surprisingly don't dislike a lot of Gilmore Girls characters. I feel like there's a lot of shows where I'm like, I hate this character, I hate this character, but it's like these characters just make me feel at home. Like this is the epitome of comfort shows. Like this show is just like, you know, you watch it to feel good. And it's like because of that, there's so many lovable characters. So icon status. Logan, I'm also gonna put in you good. I'm sorry guys. I know a lot of you are Logan lovers. And I am team Logan, like I said. I would pick Logan, but he's also like you know, like he has a lot of flaws and he goes on, he gets that job and then he like one thing goes wrong and he like basically reverts to all his old ways and does really stupid shit. Yeah, and the whole like he almost died thing, like yeah, that was his own fault. That was just him being stupid and immature. The thing is like he's immature. That's the thing about Logan. He needs to grow up. Um, Mrs. Kim, icon status. Oh no, icon status. And I know Lane's my girl, okay, but Mrs. Kim is like, you know, like she's funny. She just has like such a distinct personality, and it's like it's entertaining to watch. And you know, okay, we have Miss Patty and Babette. I'm actually gonna link them together because icon status. Both of them, they're iconic. Miss Patty and Babette, which their character dynamic is like, or their relationship, I should say, is amazing because the writers use that as like a plot device to get like gossip moving around the town, or like if Luke needs to find out something about Lorelai or vice versa, or if like something about Rory gets out, like it's because of Miss Patty and Babette, and I love that. And I don't know why, but the whole like thing where Kirk made a t-shirt that said Babette ate oatmeal, that was so funny for no reason. And I just always think about that when I think about her character. Then we also have Maury, icon status. Icon status. I know he doesn't have a lot of scenes. He was like barely even a recurring character when I looked up the list, but like Babette and Maury, like they're funny and they're comedy relief and I love them. Then we have Jackson. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like Jackson. And I'm just get off my screen. I'm sorry, get off my screen. And my main reason, the whole thing where he lied to Suki about getting a vasectomy, that's messed up. That's really messed up. And I feel like him and Suki are just always fighting. And like the whole thing where he was like, I want 4 kids in 4 years. No, you're psychotic. And I liked their dynamic at the beginning. Like I feel like season 1 I kind of liked him, but then after that I was just like, I don't care. I don't care about him. I don't like him. Get off my screen. Suki could do better. Okay, Taylor. I don't. Taylor. I understand that Taylor's like kind of the town's villain. I don't know, because I feel like whenever there's conflict, it arises because Taylor did something. Like, the Dragonfly Inn couldn't open because Taylor put some kind of thing on the property. Or, whenever Luke has an issue with Taylor. But I don't know if I want to say get off my screen, because I think his character is used in a clever way that it moves the plot along. I'm gonna say kind of just there. Because I know he's significant, but I'm not gonna call him good. And I also don't want to say get off my screen. So kind of just there. Christopher, however, get off my screen. I don't like Christopher. He is immature. He is like a 30-something-year-old man who has literally never grown up. And I know he, like, eventually gets a stable job, but it's still, like, I don't like Christopher. And I feel bad, like, his wife left him. That was kind of messed up. But the fact that he keeps, like, allowing Lorelai to cheat on other men with him, no. Like, just no. No. Like, just get over each other already. I'm sick of it. Okay. And we have Madeline and Louise. I really like these characters. I'm gonna say you good. I can't really put them in iconic, but I liked them. They didn't have a lot. Like, we didn't get to explore that much about their characters, but they were fun people. So I feel like because of that, I'm gonna call them good. Then we have Mr. Max Medina. Get off my screen. And this is gonna be a pattern that you're gonna see with Lorelai love interests that are not Luke, because Lorelai and Luke were clearly destined to be together from episode 1. From the pilot, we could see that there was something between them, but to fill time and to fill space, because they didn't want Luke and Lorelai to get together until the end of season 4, which I liked, because I feel like whenever people get together really early, then they break up, and it has to be messy, and they have to have several breakups, and it's not even realistic, and it's like, those people shouldn't be together, and they have to make the relationship toxic for plot and for drama, which, whatever. But because of that, they needed all this filler time, and they needed other love interests to put with Lorelai, and that's where Max Medina came in, and God, I just did not care about him. He was just so, and then him proposing to Lorelai just to, like, get out of a fight, like, no. There's no way you could have thought that was gonna work and that you were gonna have a successful marriage, because if you did, you're dumb. Okay. Tristan... Tristan's gonna go right there with Madeline Louise, because the thing is, was he a dick? Yeah. Completely, yeah. But at the same time, like, I kind of a little bit shipped him and Rory. I'm sorry. Like, when they kissed, I was like, that could work. That could be like an enemies to lovers kind of trope. And it just didn't, because he left, because he had to go to the actor, went to One Tree Hill, which, like, okay, whatever. But I wish we could have seen more development from his character, because I thought that would have been really interesting. Dean. Not Dean, but, like, the dean of the school. Get off my screen. All he did was, like, be annoying. Then we have Trix. Rory's grandmother, Trix. Or I guess great-grandmother? Yeah, so I guess Lorelai's grandmother, Trix. Get off my screen. And she did, because she died. Sorry. Rest in peace, Trix, but no. Absolutely not. I hated her character. Okay, we have Rachel, Miss Luke love interest, because once again, we need filler before they get together. And I don't know, like, she came back and I was like, nah, I'm gonna put her in kind of just there. She didn't do anything outright to offend me, but she was kind of just there. Then we have this, I already forgot her name. She was only in this show really because Alex Borstein got cut from the role of Suki, so I feel like they wanted to give her something to, like, be in the pilot and whatever. But she, like, I'm gonna say kind of just there, because she didn't really do much. She was just annoying. Then we have Gypsy. I really like Gypsy. I'm gonna put her in you good, because I don't think we see enough of her to put her in icon status, but I do find her to be funny, and I also think that it's really cool and slay how the only like mechanic that we see in the show is a woman. I love that. Then we have this lady who I also forgot her name. She owned the music store that Lane like went in to like learn how to play drums and stuff. Kind of just there. I mean, like some of these characters are like, we're getting to the point where these characters are like not that relevant. So I'm sorry. And then we have this guy who I also forgot his name. Tom, maybe? I think it was Tom. And he was the construction guy, and he was also kind of just there, you know? Ugh, Francie. Now we have Francie, get off my screen. Francie is like, since Paris had to have some kind of redemption, or they had to make her like a little bit good, then they had to give us Francie so that we could have another villain. So it was like Rory's Emily was Paris, but Paris's Emily is Francie, and Francie's like a step above from Paris. And she just sucked. She was just stupid and annoying, and even when they bring her back like later, she like hasn't changed. So it's like, get off my screen. And then we have Zach. Get off my screen. I'm sorry. This is mostly because Lane is my girl, and Lane could have done so much better. Like, I don't know, Dave Rogalski. They just took another band member and were like, oh, I guess we'll put these together instead, since Dave had to like go to the OC or something. Yeah, whatever. Lame. Okay, now we have Brian. I'm gonna say you good for Brian, because I like Brian. Then we have Nicole, the other Luke filler love interest. Get off my screen. Why does everyone need to just impulsively get married in the show? It happens so many times. So many times. I mean, Lorelai almost got married to Max after he impulsively proposed to her. Then Luke and Nicole impulsively got married on their like cruise or whatever. And then Lorelai and Christopher impulsively got married in Paris. And then who else? I mean, Lane and Zach, he kind of just like impulsively proposed to her. That was just out of nowhere. Miss Lindsay is next. And I'm gonna put her in you good because Lindsay is a victim. Lindsay is a victim of Dean, and Dean did the worst to her. Was Dean bad to Rory? Yeah. But then the whole thing where Dean cheated on Lindsay and slept with Rory, that was the worst plot line. Like, I understand why it was there because of the plot, but I hated it. It made me angry. I hated it. And poor Lindsay was just like, not like physically abused, but like Dean just did not treat her right. And the whole thing where she like made brownies and he was just like, I don't care, because he was like cheating on her. Like, oh my god, poor Lindsay, this poor innocent sweet girl. Dean is a monster. Anyways, Dave Rogalski, Stars Hall of Supremacy. I know that's crazy a little bit because he was like only a character for one season. I love Dave Rogalski. When he read the entire Bible for Lane, when he would go and play Christian music and pretend to be a Christian musician just so he could spend time with her and impress her mother. That's insane. That's incredible. I love Dave Rogalski, and I wish that he did not leave this show. And then we have Jason Stiles, get off my screen. Another filler Lorelai love interest. And the whole thing where he went into the hotel and was like begging for Lorelai back. Like, go away. Just take no for an answer. Go away. Then we have Gil. Gil is so wholesome. I'm gonna put him in you good. Then we have, what's this guy's name? Doyle. Doyle is kind of just there. Like, okay, I feel like he has some significant, like, plot lines and stuff. But I'm just like, I don't love him and Paris's relationship. Then we have Liz. I love Liz. I love her. I love her so much. Icon status. So then we have TJ. Kind of just there. Then we have Marty. Marty is Dan Humphrey, and because of that, get off my screen. Okay, then we have Lulu. Lulu, I'm gonna put in kinda just there. Yeah. I mean, I think her, like, the fact that they brought her in to be Kirk's love interest is just really funny because, like, Kirk is so strange, and it's like they brought in someone who, like, just loves everything about him, and I like that. But we don't get to see too much about her. She kind of just is in love with Kirk, and that's about it. So for that reason, she's kind of just there. Then we have Colin and Finn, Logan's idiotic, stupid friends. Between kind of just there and get off my screen, but I'm gonna say kind of just there because they didn't do anything too bad to offend me. Then we have Mitchum Huntsberger. Get off my screen. Get off my screen. You know, there always has to be a villain to Rory's storyline, I get that. But, like, he's just so annoying. The same guy that plays Quinn Fabray's dad also plays Mitchum Huntsberger. I hate Mitchum. Yeah. Then we have April. And I'm gonna put April in You Good. People hate April because of the whole thing where, like, Luke became distant to Lorelai. And I understand why you could be, like, mad at that, but it's not April's fault necessarily. Like, that's Luke's fault, and I guess it's technically Anna's fault as well. But April herself is an interesting character, and I like her, and I like how Luke got to, like, be a father. Did I think we needed her in the show? No. But I don't think she should be hated on as much as she is. Then we have Anna. Get off my screen, Anna. I'm sorry. Like, the whole thing where she was like, I don't want Lorelai in my kid's life. Like, girl, why do you care that much? Like, she's just too protective of her daughter. And the fact that she never even told Luke that he had a daughter, even though Luke never really did anything, like, bad to her that we know of, like, that's kind of messed up. Then we have Lucy and Olivia, kind of just there. Like, who were these characters? Why did we need them? Like, at this point in the show, I was like, okay, I don't care that much anymore, you know? And, like, I just did not care about these characters at all. So that's my tier. I'm now realizing that earlier when I said that I love a lot of the characters in this show, that wasn't entirely true because this seems to be split pretty evenly. But that's okay. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Along the way, I'll have some more fun ideas, some more creative ideas, and, you know, this could become something really fun for me to do. And, you know, I'm not like trying to get famous or anything, but I just think this is fun, and why not have fun, you know? Alright, see you next time. Bye.